Good morning to you all. Let us continue our study of grammar. In my first class, I gave you an idea of what grammar is. And today, I would like to say something about the pronunciation of English. But before that, let me introduce myself. I am P.K. Bhaskaran, formerly the head of the Department of English, C. Narayana College, Kannur, and now working as the head of the Postgraduate Department of English, National College of Arts and Science, Puliyav, affiliated to the University of Calicut. Friends, I have already said English is a global language. It is a language used for international communication. But, the pronunciation of English changes from place to place. Do you think all the English speakers in India speak alike, speak in the same manner? Never. There are regional variations. For example, a Telugu speaker of English would pronounce the word ZOO as Jew for him instead of zoo. For him, there is no zero but only zero. Again, he would pronounce the word UNCLE as uncle. A Malayali would pronounce it as uncle. It is not uncle, it is not uncle, but uncle, ka sound instead of ga sound, uncle. A Bengali would pronounce the word school as school, and a Malayali would pronounce it as school. It is neither school nor school but school. There is no vowel sound in the initial position. And again, the Malayalis have a tendency to produce ba sound instead of pa sound in certain contexts. For example, temple. How would a Malayali pronounce the word temple? Simple, symbol. It is not temple but temple. It is not symbol but simple. Now, the different varieties of the same language are called the dialects of that language. And almost all the languages in the world have different dialects. The Hindi spoken in Madhya Pradesh is not the Hindi spoken in Bihar. The Tamil spoken in Tanjavur is not the same as the Tamil spoken in Nagarkoil. The Malayalam in Kasaragod is different from the Malayalam spoken in Kannur. Kannur Malayalam is again different from the Malayalam spoken in Trichur, Kottayam or Thiruvananthapuram. So, these are different dialects of the same language. Any language would have different dialects. Malayalam has its own dialects. Hindi has its own dialects. Tamil has its own dialects. English has its own dialects. English is the language of England. But even in England, you find dialectical variations. The educated people in London speak in one way, and the uneducated people in London speak in a different way. The dialect of the uneducated people is called Cockney dialect. That is the dialect of the working class people in London. If you go to the other areas of England, you find different varieties of English, like Yorkshire dialect, Kentish dialect, Scottish dialect, Lancashire dialect, etc. etc. But with the passage of time, one such dialect lost its regional characteristics and got established as the speech of the ruling class. It attained social prestige. It is what you call the received pronunciation, R capital, P capital, the received pronunciation of English. So what is RP? RP is the short form of received pronunciation. It is actually the pronunciation of the educated native speakers in southeast England. The English public schools have a great role in spreading this pronunciation. It is the pronunciation that we hear from the BBC. It is the pronunciation that the two great universities, Oxford and Cambridge, follow. It is the pronunciation that is described in books on phonetics. Phonetics is a branch of linguistics which deals with the scientific study of pronunciation. Now, don't worry, I am not going to teach you phonetics in detail, but I will say a few things which are necessary for an ordinary speaker. Only if we follow certain rules of pronunciation, our English will sound like English. Otherwise, people will make fun of us saying Hinglish, Hindi English, or Manglish, Malayalam English, etc. etc. So, certain things every speaker must know. I will give you an idea of such things later. The pronunciation of each and every word will be given in all the standard dictionaries, but it will be written in a particular script called phonetic script. We must study the phonetic script, then only we can refer to a dictionary to find out the correct pronunciation of a word. Okay, English is the mother tongue in America also, but there are some differences between the British English and the American English. There are changes not only in pronunciation but in spelling and also grammatical usages. Once George Bernard Shaw made a remarkable statement. Great Britain and the United States of America are two great countries separated by the same language. That is, even though the same language is used in these two countries, they use two different varieties of language. They are the British English and the American English. Or making fun of American English, somebody remarked, cricket is played wherever English is spoken. That is why it is not well played in America. The American English is becoming more and more popular now. A day may come when British English may be completely replaced by the American English. I give a separate talk on American English later. Now let me come to the concluding part of my talk, namely error analysis. Today I would like to say something about the two common words elder and older. ELDER, elder, OLDER, older. Both are comparative adjectives, but they are used differently. You know, an adjective can be used in two different ways. By the way, what is an adjective? A word that qualifies a noun is called an adjective, and an adjective can be used in two different ways. Now look at these sentences. It's a beautiful flower. Here the word beautiful qualifies the noun flower, therefore it is an adjective, and this adjective occurs just before the noun it qualifies. Now India is a rich country. Here rich is the adjective, it comes before the noun it qualifies. It is it is a difficult question. The word difficult comes before the noun question. The use of an adjective just before the noun it qualifies is called attributive use. The use of an adjective before the noun it qualifies. Rich country, beautiful flower, difficult question, etc. Now sometimes you find an adjective not before the noun it qualifies. It may be placed somewhere in the predicate part of the sentence. That is what you call the predicative use. For example, the man is alive. The word alive has only predicative use. You cannot say the alive man. So the word most of the adjectives in English have both attributive use and predicative use. But the adjective elder has only attributive use. That means it can be used only before the noun it qualifies. So you can say, he is my elder brother. She is my elder sister. Don't say he is elder than me or he is elder to me, because elder has only attributive use. Now most of the adjectives have both attributive use and predicative use. Elder has only attributive use, alive has only predicative use. The word older can be used both attributively and predicatively. When you say the older people, it is attributive use. He is older than all other people in the village, predicative use. You know, a comparative adjective is often followed by than. It is better than that. Or she is more brilliant than her brother. A comparative adjective is followed by than. But there are some comparative adjectives which do not take than after them, especially those derived from the Latin language. For example, the comparative adjectives like superior, inferior, senior, junior, etc. You cannot say he is superior than his neighbor. You have to say he is superior to his neighbor. Inferior to. He is senior than me. Wrong expression. He is senior to me. He is junior to me. So always remember, these comparative adjectives take only to after them, not then. In competitive examinations, you can expect questions from this area. Let me stop for the time being and continue and meet again in the next class. Okay, thank you.